Hi, this is Alejandra. Thank you so much for coming to watch this video. If you're joining for the first time, welcome. You're in the company of like 25 other consistent people. um, but that's cool. You know, we're like super cool 25 people, whoever you are. I know like 5 of them are my family. Hi, mom. And my tias. But yeah, I joke, but I started the channel about a year ago, so welcome if this is the first one you're watching. And if you're coming back, hello. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. This topic, like, really, really trips me out. I am going through something so big that I don't quite understand it yet. I mean, I understand it, but it hasn't fully integrated at all. And so this is going to be like a part confessional, part, I'm going to share about a reading, and also just kind of like bouncing off these feelings I have around the subject. So what the heck is a matrix reentry? Well, if any of you have ever had a big spiritual awakening, then you will understand what I'm talking about. You know, like it's literally like in the movie, and Morpheus is there, and Neo is like, "All right, let's do this," and he takes the blue pill. It's the blue pill, right? Oh man, I should have watched it or checked this before I did the video. I think it is. And if it's not, oops. It's fine. He took the pill, okay? He took the pill to exit the matrix. That is the point. And, then he pops out and he sees the illusion he was living in. And so that happened to me back in 2018. And I'm telling you, there is like a deep, deep prayer in my heart that humanity as a whole wakes up, right? And has this reckoning with a deeper, truer self and a deeper, truer existence, so that we can really see the folly and error of our ways, okay? Like we can see what we're doing to each other. So when I exited the matrix, I literally then just picked up and was like, this life I was living, goodbye. And, quit my job and sold my things and went to Brazil, and then just started traveling. And I've been traveling like this gypsy ever since, right? So it's been like 3 years. And at this point on my journey, after so many beautiful things and so many crazy, amazing healings and meeting with like-minded, like soul buddies, I find myself now currently feeling very stuck on my path. And there are like these deep emotions that I'm processing, and I wanted clarity on like, where is this coming from? Because I was like, I can't figure this out. It feels like an internal riddle. And I reached out to this guy who I would call him a wizard. He doesn't say this about him. He doesn't say any of this about him, but this is what I'm going to say about him. He is like a wizard. He is a true freaking wizard living on this planet. And what his specialty is cosmic detangling. It's like his energetic galactic family, what they do, they're like heat-seeking missiles. And right now I have a deep riddle to solve. And so I knew he's going to be like the person to reach out to. And which is like really, really cool, because along my spiritual journey, I've found all of these gifted individuals with like such cool powers. So I'm just grateful he's like there as an ally to support me. So I sent him some questions, and he reaches back out to me and the dude's French. He lives in Paris, and he's like, oh, I don't know where to start with you, Alexandra. It is very difficult. I'm like, yeah, no joke. That's why I'm reaching out. And he's like, part of it kind of scared me. So just so you know, not everybody. He doesn't work with everybody, right? Because there are some riddles that when you solve them, they will be too much for your system, that he says the person can crack. Like kind of like when you take a chicken out of the egg too early. Imagine like there's only so much, if the person's not ready, then he can't go the depth he wants. So he reaches out and he's like, I don't want you to explode or blow up. I think he said blow up. He goes, I want you to pop up, but not explode. And I'm like, oh man. And I told him he needs to be very gentle. I'm asking for ease and grace, but let's do this. So before any session, he was like, look, I just need to have a call with you. Let's just have a call and talk things out. It'll be like a prep to get you ready. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So he told me in the message that I was going in the wrong direction and he didn't like it. And I was like, I'm going in the wrong direction? What are you talking about? Like, what? And essentially, what he's picking up in my system is that I had this time of awakening, which was very appropriate and it was very good for me, but that I've gone so far out of the matrix that I am ignoring the place in me that really came to be human. That part of me who's like dying to have her human experience. And I was like, what? Are you serious right now? Because I thought I am like in my joy in this spiritual world I've been living in, right? I'm in the forest right now, in the middle of like redwoods all around me at the coast. I've even got like the ocean here, and I'm surrounded by nature, and I feel peace, and I feel I feel blessed, right? But I also feel stuck. And he was like, yeah, you in my system, it was like he goes in your subconscious, so he can pull up deep subconscious thoughts, and he's like, in your subconscious, Alexandra, and I agree with you on this point, is you think that the human species is stupid. He goes, I heard this in your system. You think it is stupid. Like we're so dumb and we just don't get it. And so essentially what I've done in a nutshell is I've lived the life in the matrix, popped out, and don't see any of that as spiritual. So I'm creating my own spiritual world to live in. But because I think life itself is not spiritual. What? Oh my God. I recently, it's so funny that this is also coming up. I was listening to a YouTube video by the dude who does the gene keys. I think, is it Richard Rudd? I think it might be Richard Rudd. And he had a whole video on archetypes that we take on and we use as kind of like our identity in this world, like, and one of them was the escapist. And it was like, so these are the people that they just want it to be their last rodeo. They don't want to create any more karma. They just want to be like doing good and like off with Buddha, and like they want to just get out. And I laughed when this one came up and I was like taking notes, just like writing stuff down. And I was like, oh, I can feel that inside of me. I could totally feel the spiritual escapist archetype inside of me. And it's interesting because that's essentially what this wizard, this French dude, was trying to convey to me. That he goes, in fact, Alexandra, you don't want to be here anymore. You just want to go home, like where I come from, home. And because home is my bliss, it's my peace, it's my place where I don't have to be this, where I don't have to carry on the burden of being human. He's like, but in fact, Alexandra, there was a part of you that signed the contract, that wanted to come, that wanted to have a human experience. You're a woman and have the woman experience. And, like, he even started talking about like relationships. And he's like, let's say like, like you're a woman and say you're in the kitchen and you're cooking for your husband, and you're like, why am I cooking for him? Doesn't he know I'm a feminist? And and then you say, okay, but I love him, so I will cook for him and He goes, these are all human experiences that I'm literally just pushing away. Like, he goes, this is part of what, a woman, you are a woman, you want to experience this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe, I think this is what I would just like to say. And like, it's such a surprise to me that this is the case. Like, so I was crying, by the way, like in this. Actually, I look super sad. We did it on Zoom and I'm just like, like listening. It was also super early in the morning because there's like this time difference, But I look super sad and I'm concerned and then I just cry. That was literally how the phone call went. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are you serious? And I definitely didn't get 100% of it as the call was happening. So I'm really glad there was a recording, because I now listen back and I'm hearing things that I didn't hear the first time, which is really, really supportive. But how could this blindside me? That's where I'm shocked. And he said, like, I had sent him different questions, like, about like possible careers. I also am trying to figure out like, what is this thing I'm supposed to do? I feel it. Where is it? And he was like, Alexandra, you did not call me for a job. He's like, what is this? I am not going to tell you your occupation. Like, that's not my wheelhouse, babe. But he did say that, I don't know, but maybe you will be like a speaker or a coach or a teacher, but if you continue like this, you will only attract spiritual people. It's like only people like India and ashram and Buddha and like, and he goes, and they will also just want to escape. They will also not want to be human. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want that. I don't want that. So I wanted to make a video about it, because he says I'm not the only person who's on the planet with this, let's call it a condition, with this mindset. And I just can't believe it. But when I feel deep down, and I'll meditate and like do works to confirm it, you know, like where do I feel the truth? And it's hitting me really deeply. So I don't know what's going to happen when we have our proper session. I don't know if I'm going to share more of it, you know. I feel like I really kind of like opened up to you guys, and like I I'm pretty good with like a no filter, like transparency. It's okay for me to share some things, but I also understand when there are certain things that are so sacred that they need to be held close. So I don't know if I'll be sharing anything more about my session when I have it with him, but I hope that this preview of the work that I'm about to do is to really set an intention to be able to come back to the matrix. But I still, it's like I want one foot out and one foot in. And I want to find what that balance looks like. Because that would feel, at least right now, the word I can give is safety. Like that feels safe to me. Or maybe like jump in knowing at any point in time I can jump out with ease and grace, you know? With ease and grace, just be able to jump out and jump back in. And it's, you know, whatever the moment is calling for, I can have that fluidity. So that's what I wanted to share. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, dude, I'm proud of all of them. And I definitely don't want to come off as some sort of teacher. Like I want to be a student in a classroom. And so like what I see these videos are, it's like me sharing in class, like raising my hand, like, hey teacher, this is what I'm going through. And, you know, I hope it serves, like feel me on that student space with you guys, because that feels good to me. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, and check out other ones if you'd like. And I appreciate it. And I send you many, many blessings. Take care. Mwah.